Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Peritiwi. I'm from class PBI2. So in here, I will answer 5 questions. Okay, let's start the video. Okay, question number 1. Please mention and explain briefly the components of communication process. Okay, the components of communication process. There is 6. The first, context. Every communication process with context. This context may be physical, social, chronological, or cultural. The sender chooses the message to communicate within a context. And then there is a sender or encoder. Sender or encoder is a person who sends the message. Sender make use of symbols, word or graphic or visual aids to convey the message and produce the required response. And then there is a message. A message is a key idea that the sender want to communicate. And then communication process begins with deciding about the message to be conveyed. And then 4, there is medium. Medium is used to exchange or transmit the message. The sender must choose an appropriate medium for transmitting the message, else the message might not be conveyed to the desired recipient. And then the 5th, there is a recipient or decoder. Recipient or decoder is a person for whom the message is intended or aimed or targeted. The degree which message the decoder can understand is dependent upon various factors such as knowledge of recipients, their responsiveness to the message, and reliance of an encoder or decoder. And then the last, there is a feedback. Feedback is the main component of communication process, as it permits the sender to analyze the efficacy of the message. It helps the sender in confirming the correct interpretation of message by the decoder. Okay, next, the question number 2. Why do humans need a language? Because language is a vital part of human connection. Although all species have their ways of communicating, humans are the only ones that have mastered cognitive language communication. A language allows us to share our idea, thought, and feelings with others. It has the power to build societies. Next, question number 3. Please give your opinion about the periods, Dutch periods, Japan's periods, and independence period of English teaching in Indonesia. Which one do you think the best English teaching period? In my opinion about the periods, Dutch periods, Japanese periods, and independence periods of English teaching in Indonesia is during the Dutch era was relatively successful in speaking. Dutch and English area, Dutch and English were totally banned. And all the books in those languages had to be burned. The education system was radically changed. Instead of Dutch, Japanese was taught intensively, as it was designed to become the second language of Indonesia. And at the beginning of the independence era, there were a few problems related to study materials and desserts. Technically, the situation is starting to improve with improvements from across the country. However, there are a number of lingering problems that are very difficult to overcome beyond the ability of the teacher. I think the best period of teaching English is Dutch period, because it is a compulsory subject that is given 3 or 4 times a week. In addition, textbooks and supplementary reading are numerous, so they can improve their English quickly by reading a number of books. The teachers are paid well. At the end of the third year, they have to undergo written and oral examination. As a result, they can speak, read, and write English well. Okay, next question number 4. In your opinion, what is the status of English compared to Indonesian nowadays? My opinion, the status of English compared to Indonesian nowadays has developed in the context of post-colonial education, competency building, and more recently, the need to support development, in particular, its role in state education. However, attitudes of some policymakers and commentators towards the language have often been ambivalent, expressing fears of its power to exert negative cultural influences. The special status of English as a global language with many potential varieties that might pose as models for Indonesia also posed the question which one would be right for the country. And then the last question, number 5. Please explain briefly about the function of English in Indonesia. The function of English in Indonesia is the current status of English as an international or global language is underpinned by its wide use in a range of fields such as politics, diplomacy, international trade and industry, commerce, science and technology, education, the media, information technology, and popular culture. Economics and business. The USA position as the world's #1 economy exert pull on a global business organization, which the international market are not likely to be able to do so without using English. And then there is international relation. English is one of the official of the United Nations and other key international bodies. And there is the media, the world of current information and popular culture, significant proportion, 57% of the words a newspaper are published in countries where English has a special status. And then there is education. English is increasingly used as a medium of instruction in schools and university with subjects such as management, information technology, and the humanities, making particular use of English. And then there is communication. Much of the world's communication are done in English. 18% of the world's electronically stored information is in English. And then the last, there is international travel and safety. English is the language used for navigation at sea and for air traffic control. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.